don't have my monitor on. Hold on 1 second. There we go. I had the wrong monitor completely off. Or I had the monitor completely off. Plugged into the wrong thing. How's it going, guys? I need to clean this place again soon. Looks clean. Mildly clean here, but got that corner, got a bunch of stuff off camera. Just need to tidy up a little bit. Get your crap together, Hawkeye. Throw some of this sandpaper away. Get into hoarding used pieces of sandpaper because you're like, oh, I can still use it. I can still use this. No, I returned that one. This is the hinderer. Oops. Just gonna flatten that back out. So, what are we working on? Obviously, we're gonna work on this guy right here. Gonna finish up some sanding. Still need to work on the inside. Maybe I was gonna say start a little spot putty, but I just realized that I don't have spot putty, or if I do, I have no idea where to. Oh wait, we do have a little bit of spot putty. What are the odds of me finding that? Maybe we can apply a little bit of spot putty. We will see. Can I get your opinion on a blaster, on Blaster Forge Aurora, or I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is. You need to sand the inside. I do, the inside of the motor cover. But I do need to cast some things in here. These wells on the inside of these corners, right where my brush is, those are a little bit too deep. I could get away with it, I'm sure, but the mold will last much longer if I don't have those deep cavities. And so I'm going to get rid of them. And by getting rid of them, not a lot of people are going to notice unless you specifically, you know, hear me say something about it. So I'm not worried. It's not a very no one's going to look in there and be like, why is it less shallow? No one's going to do that, so. Just going to mark up a little bit because when I pour the resin in there, this is a fast setting resin, and so it's going to have more shrinkage, which means it's going to have more pull, which means it's going to want to delaminate as much as possible. So we are going to try to prevent that by kind of putting little cuts into the surface and hopefully thereby making it sit in there a little bit better. Also need to get rid of some of this dust that's still in there. That brush didn't do it. It is a 3D printed copy of a waffle head. It is slightly larger than the normal one. Question is, how am I going to get that out? Might just have to settle. That's fine. I'll have to do. So we want to have this sitting up as straight as we can, but obviously it's slightly at an angle here. Going kind of like this. It's at a slight angle. So we need to support it up just a hair. And I need to figure out how to do that. Do I have a cut on my thumb? Can't tell. Hey Austin, what's up? Hey, you just graduated? Congratulations. You survived. An accomplishment indeed. That's not going to hold. I need something to prevent it from going this way now. Obviously, I can brace it up against the wall. I don't think that's heavy enough. Let's see. Got some drill bits here. That'll be plenty heavy. And that shall work. Be kind of in the way, but that's okay. I forgot my second cup, didn't I? Third cup. Yeah, I did. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. There's a bit of a minimum that I have to cast, unfortunately. So it's going to look like I'm wasting quite a bit, when in reality, I can't really cast less than a certain amount. Give me 1 second. It's been a while since I've done this amount, so I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm wondering if I just want to put a drop in the middle and swish it around a little bit. I might do that. Just finished RPG with undermounted Vulcan. Interesting. I feel it getting warm in my hand. Need to start working here. Try just a little bit in the middle. Just a few drops. Okay, maybe more than a few drops. Tis getting thicker. And the cup is going to cure in a second, so I do need to hurry up. I don't want to put too thick of a coat on here though. Okay, I don't have a choice. Oh, it's about to cure. Should have gotten an eyedropper. Ouch, ouch. I'm not trying to cool it down, I'm trying to spread it out a little bit. The thinner the edges are... Oh, it's curing. Shouldn't have done that. There was too much on here, so I actually have to try to remove it. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to redo that. Guess I don't need that stand. Wasn't planning on working on it this long. I'm gonna have to fix that entire side here. Kind of jacked it up. Not sure I'm happy with the levels. I think I want less. I need to make a decision. Damn it. I'm not happy with that. I think I'm a little too late too. I think I made that decision slightly too late. Hey Ryan, what's up? Oh! No, I did that one too late. And I did that one too late. This one popped out. I want to try to pop it out while it's still warm and still pliable. Otherwise I'm going to have a whale of a time getting it out. Come on. There we go. Well, that was a fail. What a failure. Okay, so eyedropper. Let's do it right the first time. I guess this would be the second time now. Ah! Sorry. Wasn't expecting that to be liquid. Hey RZ, what's up? Is that a 5-pound bucket of epoxy sculpt? Or is it more? It's 4 pounds. It's almost empty. I need to get more. It's virtually empty. I don't know what marked up, but there's a few marks on the inner one right here, and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, well that was a miserable failure. I can use less resin with the eyedroppers too. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll be right back. Did I need a fistful of these? Probably not. Did I grab a fistful anyway? Yes. That's a little too spicy to use. I wish I had a smaller container, but I don't really keep smaller containers than this guy. This is going to be an expensive project. Whatever, let's just go for it. It's just under 3 milliliters. Let's do more than that. Let's do 6. And that is just over 3 milliliters, so that should be 6 milliliters. That's fine. Just under. And just over. Got some chemistry going on? Yeah, a little bit. Don't know how successful we're being. I just had a failed attempt because I'm a moron. Had to pull it out like a clot and start again. That's much better. I don't know what I was thinking before. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I was thinking before. Adding another layer to this because I see a few micro bubbles. Should probably get the release, the mold release, to prevent any bubbles from forming. But I'm going to do it wrong again and screw it up again, so I want to make sure that I'm screwing it up correctly. Did Hawkeye just say that? Yes, I did. Well, that was just a million times easier. I should have done that in the first place. It's a little bit of pieces that I left on the inside of here, but I can cut that out or sand that out or something. It's fine. Unless I should get that out now. That was probably the right choice. There we go. That looks much better. This one's meant for rotary casting, so you can see that well, you probably can't see, but it's getting thicker. It's also significantly warm to the touch. You take the amps needed at stall. Oh, there it goes. You take the amps needed at the stall, which is going to be the most amps that it can pull. And then you add all of them together from all of your motors, and that will give you the amp rating you need to achieve. You take the C rating of a battery and you multiply it by the amp hours of the LiPo. So 1000 milliamps equals 1000 amps, or excuse me, 1000 milliamps equals 1 amp. So if you had a 2000 milliamp hour battery and you had a 10C LiPo, that would be 20 amps. What are we working on today? Well, we're going to work on the blaster. We do need to do some sanding, especially in the inner motor cover. But right now I want to get some work done on the head right here, so we're waiting on that to cure, and it's almost done here. Hobby King has a calculator, but it's doing the exact same thing. It's calculating how many, it's multiplying the amp hour, or the amp hours by the C rating. EAT is taking another week on the shelf. Found out I might have a chance to go to N-War, but not 100% sure. It'd be nice seeing you there, Neil. You'd be able to hold Ethereal Fortress. You'd be able to get a business card, get a sticker. I'll be right back. Hold on. I know I'm leaving a lot here, but give me 1 second. I need your guys' input. You guyses. You'd be able to touch Ben's face 100% worth it. Ben, you mean another sticker? Yes, that's true. And possibly see Queen Heather. She's definitely not going, unfortunately. She was just teasing you guys. Unfortunately, she has work and stuff, so she's not gonna be able to make it. Almost done with the splatter shot. I'll tag you in post when it's finished. Okay. So, need some advice. Need some input. This is my normal business card. It took me 4 renditions to get this correctly with Vistaprint because they're stupid. So it has the silver foil on the stripes here on the lines, and then it's gloss over everything. And that's the back. Just a matte finish, not a big deal. But it took 4 renditions to get there because people are freaking stupid. So, I have a few different versions. I don't have very many of those cards left. I have less than 500 left. I think I probably have like 300 or 400 left. And I don't want to use them all at End War, unfortunately. So, I want to use one of these failed attempts at it. So we have the first attempt, which I did, which was I made the lines red because I wanted it to be clear what places I wanted it to be silver. Because the way they have it worded on Vistaprint is that it's silver or gold foil, and you don't have a choice on anything else. So I put the red there, and I put in the notations because they have a place for notations. Please make all of the red lines silver. So they didn't change a thing, and apparently you can get red foil. Because apparently they just put like whatever metallic coating over it and then do the color. Or the color and then metallic coating, whatever. Oh, hey Coat Duck, what's up? Psycho joke about business cards. So we have this one. I hate this one. I've heard some people like the contrast between the teal and the red. I can't stand this one personally, but it's still the gloss. Going to take forever cycling through these business cards, but you guys will have to forgive me. And then I called them again, and I was like, or I called them, and I was like, that's not what I wanted. And then they were like, oh yeah, this doesn't touch any human hands. It goes straight into a machine. Which I know for a fact is a lie, because I caught them in a lie later on. I'm not going to get into that. They contradict themselves. Only give people the red ones to color. Only give the red ones to colorblind people. I promise it's green. So then there's this one. So what the hell, right? So I made the lines gray so they would come out silver, and so I was like, okay, do that. They made the entire card foil. The back is still normal, but the back doesn't change throughout the entire process. But the entire card is foil. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad, but the teal is a little bit hard to read in the foil. It's slightly darker, so at some angles you can't really read it. And so I didn't really like it, and it's not what I ordered. So I called them again and complained. But we have that one. This is bringing up a lot of bad memories. It doesn't get any better in person. Maybe a little better. Okay, what should I do for an integration? I can't decide. What I usually do for inspiration, it usually comes out of necessity. What do you want in a blaster? It doesn't have to be something that you need, but what do you want in a blaster? And then look at what other blasters you can start with that will fulfill part of that. And then look at what you can integrate into it to fulfill other parts of your build. Because integrations are usually just personal preference. And then, this one has to be the open one. And then I was like, for the love of God, fix this. Apparently I wasn't clear enough. Make those foil and make nothing else foil. So they left it matte. So everything is right about this one except it's matte. And for some reason, if you notice between these two cards, even though everything is the same, what's the difference here? Look how dark the teal is. And they were like, that's the color that you selected or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know that there was a color change between adding the gloss finish. So why is this so much darker? You can't even read that. That's worse than the other one. I like the matte, but I would have lightened up the teal a few shades to match this one if I had known it was going to be that dark. So I had to call them yet again and solve that. And then I finally got the one I ordered, but good lord. So, either dark and hard to read, or red. Those are our options. It's actually teal. If you look up aqua, it is an actual shade of blue. This is closer to aqua. I got one vote for red. Teal is less vibrant. It is significantly less vibrant. It's dead. It's beaten over the face. Vote for your favorite. I could just bring all of these and display all of them and be like, which crappy card do you want? It gets progressively dark. You can't even read this one from there. That's absolutely ridiculous. Look how dark that is. Like, how is that even the same? Whatever. Bring up our PTSD. Dark and hard to read, dark and hard to read. Red is still a good design. Wise, red. The all foil one for the win. And you can read it better. Foil. Now I want the chrome teal and trans. You don't need to read, you just need shiny. So I'm getting quite a few votes for these two. I think this one is pretty much out. Matte looks blank. It really does. I might just go for this one. It's not the best. Maybe I'll just bring both of them. Both of these two. Leave the matte one as an exclusive. Oh no, I agree. It's pretty trash. Whoops. I think I might just do that. I think I might just bring both of these cards and be like, hey, you want one? You want both? I mean, between these two, I have, you know, 1,000 cards, so people can take one of each if they really want. Come on, there you go. Well, wasn't that exciting while we wait for literal resin to cure? It's like watching paint dry. There we go. Got a few bubbles in there, but not a big deal. It's smoother than it was, that's for sure. And those little pockets are covered up. That shouldn't be a big deal. So I guess we move to the other side. Well, if I can get these made up one day. Ooh, that's still warm. Three. And I just got that on the table. 6. I just got that on the freaking scale. I'm falling apart at the seams, people. Three. And 6. I mean, I was gonna do just orange, but is there any other colors you guys would even consider wanting besides orange? I doubt it. Can't make clear foam. Ooh, that's warm. Sorry, just concentrating a little. Oh, we're getting really thick. We might have just screwed up here. Please level out. Stop messing with it, Ben. Nutter butters. Not having much luck with this. I'm getting impatient. I'm just sick of everything. I have to do another coat. I want to do that quickly before it has a chance to cure properly, so it doesn't delaminate, or less likely to delaminate, I should say. There's always the possibility of delamination. Please don't tip over. Damn it, I keep dropping drops on the desk. Power went out for a few seconds. That sucks. I'm back. Phone died. Welcome back. If I had $1 for every time someone said, I wonder if you could shoot that out of something. You should make something to shoot that out of. That other one seemed to go by fast. I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed to have cured fast. I mean, this resin's supposed to cure fast, but like beyond that, it seemed to like cure faster than the others did. Maybe it's getting warmer in here. It'd be easier to do this in the winter. It'll be a little bit thicker on this side, but to be perfectly honest, no one's going to be able to tell. There we go. Ah, crap. Yeah. There we go. That'll be much better. think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Well, that took too long. What's happening? I am filling in some of the parts with resin that I don't like because I'm too lazy to sand the middle, and the corners needed to be brought up just a little bit because they're a little too far back. It would have been okay, but it would have made the mold last less. Could have cut several castings out of the life of the mold. Hello, by the way. Why aren't you using gloves? Because I'm using what are these called? Eyedroppers. Don't really need them for eyedroppers. I'm not really sticking my hands in it, and I'm not opening up the containers. I already have pre-poured stuff, so it's not that big of a deal. And this stuff isn't so toxic where if I get it on my hands once, I'm gonna instantly drop dead. I mean, it's toxic, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Clean up some of these spills that I've had. Just a few drops. Now we wait. This one I'm just going to wait for it to flash over, and then I will move it out of the way for us. It's going to take a minute because it's in such a thin section. The thinner it is, the more time it takes to cure. Did I get banned? No. If you use the word first in anything, you're not going to be able to make a comment. So if you guys have ever left a comment and it didn't show up or no one responded to it or whatever, and you're wondering what happened, it's because you used the word first. Well, I need to get this out of the way, but I need to let it cure first, so we're just gonna sit here. Let's clean some of this up. Eyedroppers, pipettes, whatever. Oh hey, I found a little bit on the side of the cup. Never gonna get that off my hands. Gonna leave like a thin, oily residue. If you have any questions that you're asking and I'm missing them for whatever reason, just at Hawkeye007, it should tag me. So I'll have an easier time spotting it. So we are 50 minutes in now, 51 minutes just hit. And we are now getting to the title, which is working on this blaster. That's where it should be. What happened to the flywheel system that the Demolisher... that was just a test thing. I kind of wanted to do it because of special zombies and stuff. It'd absolutely wreck for that. But, not a lot of places do the special zombies anymore, and I just wasn't that interested, so... Because the, NVZ, they did special zombies with Demolishers, and that was fun. But the, End War, the people at Athens don't do that, so, there's no real reason to build it, and I just kind of... The feeding mechanism, would have been a lot of work, and I just kind of gave up on the design. I should Dremel this. That's gonna take forever to hand sand. Let's get our respirator on. No, seriously, let's put it on. That's stupid. You swear to God, those houses. Shut up. Okay. Just now realizing that this is a bad idea before I get the dart head out of here. It should be relatively cleared by now. Good enough to move out of here. Okay. Well, let's go. It's pinching my hair. Okay. Now let's go. Yeah, I just answered that question. Wires cut around my leg. Ooh, what happened? Did I push in that far? Crap. I need to fix that. Damn it! I don't remember going in that far, but apparently I did. Took out too much. I must have slipped or something. You know what? I bet when I was adjusting, I bet I slipped and hit it. Oy vey. That makes my life much more complicated. Let's go ahead and fix that now before we go any further. That might be the first time I've slipped with a Dremel in a very long time. What motors are you running for it? And you said it had it's a 3-stage? What? Are you talking to me? I don't know if you're talking. I think you're talking to someone else, so I'm just gonna. Get some of that dust out of the way. Should use gloves. I think I have one pair here. Driver just crashed, so hopefully we don't lose the stream here. No, we're good. I think we're good. Are we good? Can you guys still see the stream? Okay, yeah, we're good. Just need a tiny bit. There's a limit to how little we can mix at a time, so we'll just have to deal with it. Video output is low. It doesn't look low. Does the video look good for you guys, or? Ah, damn it, I'm so mad I did that. This should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine. Hey Danny, what's up? Kind of screwed up with the Dremel. The cord got wrapped around my leg, and so I went to go adjust it. When I came back, I realized that I accidentally bumped the inside of it a little too much with the sanding bit, and just went right through. So I just put on some more epoxy putty, and now we have to wait a couple minutes for that to set. Can't believe I did that. We can start hand filing the other stuff. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody poops. At this point, I'm just kind of coming back in and dialing things in with hand files. No need for the third degree there, RZ. How many mods you've done before does not determine your level of skill. Can't tell if I'm happy with that. Well, you don't know what his background is. Alright, let's get some sandpaper. Is anyone here in the UK? I have a bunch of guns if anyone wants them. Yeah, I'm sure if you're giving them away, I'm sure you'll find someone willing to pay shipping. What kind of blasters you have? Just out of curiosity. No, you're fine, RZ. But I guess that's a good lesson to take out of me slipping with the Dremel there is, you know, you have a Dremel, takes off a lot of material very quickly, and it's nice and efficient. But in just a split second, you know, I didn't pay attention for a half second, and I accidentally slipped and barely grazed it, and it took out a huge chunk. So, yeah, just be careful when you're using that Dremel, because, you know, 1 second it could be the blaster, but then the next second that might have grazed your finger or something. You'd be fine with the sanding bit; it would just kind of hurt, but just be careful when you're using stuff. This has been PSA with Hawkeye. Do you have an email I could contact Hawkeye? I have the email on my About page here on YouTube. If you go to my channel and then About, there's an email there. I feel like I should there's a tiny little hole in here and it doesn't matter that much. It's just under the screw port. But I feel like I should fill that with super glue. It's actually a pretty big hole now that I've opened it up. See right there? So if you don't know this trick, you take a little bit of dust from the putty and you start filling in that hole. Get it filled in there a little bit. Then you take some super glue and you put it on top of there, and it'll soak in a little bit and make a hard filler. And it'll dry pretty quick, but I have a little bit of a kicker here that will get it going just a little faster because I'm impatient. Yeah, might as well send a message. I need to learn Fusion 360, but Tinkercad is so simple. Too lazy anyway. It's a little bit crusty if you go back in to sand it, so just be careful. You want to at least hit it with a little bit of sandpaper to give it the same texture as everything else, because otherwise it'll be pretty smooth and it'll look a little bit weird compared to everything else. Bye, have a nice day. See you, Lampshade. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. It's good having you in the stream. So, have any of you guys ever wanted to do a mod and then backed out of it for whatever reason? If so, what mod was it and when? Just curious. Oh, hey. What's up? Streams go in and out of consciousness, so to speak. It's a bit of a quiet time right now, but I'm sure it'll pick up eventually. I have a long-term bench thing that I have a lot of interest in. Lost interest, motivation to work on, like my Titan rifle. Yeah, I get that a lot. I just lose motivation is more my style. Good grief, this one spot is taking forever. I think I'm done with it. New shell for double shot, double strike, the hammer gun with 2 barrels. I need to reread that. New shell for the double shot, double strike, the hammer gun with 2 barrels. Dual strike. Double strike? No, it's double strike. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, what about it? Oh, okay. Bye. That was fast. Have a good day. I'm not sure if that person wants me to reveal who they are, so I won't say. That epoxy's basically cured by now. Nice thing about the fast setting stuff. You asked about mods we never finished? Oh, okay. I was confused by the question marks. There's plenty of mods I want to get around to, but I won't have the time or money for until late this summer. Thinking about some stuff based on Destiny with a Boomco hammer shot. Also A Nerf tank. That's interesting. What gun from Destiny? Or guns? I've wanted to do a lot of things from Destiny that I just haven't had either money or time for. It's like I'm struggling to get by as it is, so even if I got money, I probably wouldn't be able to devote it to the things I want to, like Chaos Dogma. Like, I would probably need an individual fundraiser for that project in and of itself, but you know, everyone in the community is gonna hate me if I'm like, sponsor my build, then you know, everyone's gonna accuse me of whatever, and I don't feel like dealing with that, so I doubt I'd be able to raise the money anyway. Never hurts to dream. Steak. That's why I have the brush there bent. Some of these seams I'm just never going to be able to blend until I get some epoxy or some spot putty on there. It's just too fine of a line. It's not wanting to come out. Internet going in and out? That sucks. I think this is dry enough to sand. Sounds like it. The hammer shot, of course, will be hand cannon, which I don't know. I don't know which one, though. Better Devils is always an option. We'll definitely reload just like Destiny, with some kind of strong arm integration with an orange and white paint job. That'd be cool. Could switch that to red and white and make Better Devils. Just saying. I need to go back in there with a Dremel. I'll just hold my breath. Not taking off much. Plan on cutting off the ammo holder bottom, the fuse fire, but I'm having trouble deciding what I should use as a base to cover up the hole that will be there. Polycarbonate, part of a blaster. Polycarbonate's always good. Just don't overcomplicate the build, you know, just because like there's a hole there and you feel the need to like put something else there. There's no harm in just covering it up rather than, you know, trying to integrate something else. Of course, if you want to integrate something else, there's nothing wrong with that as well. More just like don't feel obligated to make it more complicated because, you know, you feel that it should be more complicated. Boy, this sanding thing is really a love-hate relationship, isn't it? It loves to be sanded, and I hate it. Is anybody working on anything right now? There has to be, right? I can't imagine you guys just sitting here in silence for no reason. If you are, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm contemplating on buying wood filament. I've thought about wood filament before. Whoops. Just to test it out. It's kind of expensive though. Last time I checked, I don't know if the prices have changed or anything. Working on designing to spice up my stock. Honestly, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Nothing wrong with that. I'm working on a Lego Viking longship. Ooh, that's interesting. Is that a custom build or a set? I wish I had time to watch all of these. Hey Johnson, what's up? just got home, going upstairs to get to work right now. Alright, I think that's going to be good for now. Everything is smooth. If anyone buys this at Anwar, I wonder if they'll use it. I doubt it. They probably have their own blaster they want to use. Imagine anyone with that kind of money would want to use their own stuff. They probably have stuff ordered and looking forward to using it. And you may be wondering, wait a second, there's a little band of white right there. When you put the cover on, it's gonna be white, and you would be absolutely correct. Which is why I'm going to do this. And you might be wondering to yourself, Hawkeye, are you freaking kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Fixed. Problem solved. If you buy it, you can lick it. It's a bid or sale? It's a bid. Is going to start at the minimal price that I'm willing to let it go for, which is 600. There's always like that you could put a reserve on it or whatever, so it doesn't sell for cheaper. But a small part of me thinks that is kind of like cheating. I guess it's like, oh, I'll start the bidding at $10, but if it doesn't reach a certain amount, then it won't sell. It's like, well, then why don't you just start the bidding at that price? Seems kind of silly to me, so I just do it this way. I saw someone said that filament is good, but I need to do more research. I've heard a lot of people say Hatchbox PLA is good. I tried Hatchbox PLA once, and I'm never doing that again. That was the worst experience I've ever had. I'm just going to stick with my expensive stuff. I heard 600 and I was like, whoa. Then I remembered the last one. And the one before that. And the one before that. And if it doesn't sell, then, you know, I'll just go into debt for Anwar. Try to figure something else out. But I'm really okay with keeping this blaster. That's one of my policies. It might seem like a duh to a lot of people, but if I'm not happy with the build myself, it might not be my style, it might not be my personal preference, but if I'm not okay with keeping the blaster myself because of like a technical issue with it, then I shouldn't be selling it in the first place. I'm ecstatic about this blaster. This is going to be one of the hardest blasters I'm going to be getting rid of. I can already feel it. Even beyond Glass Construct, I know I like the shape of this blaster. I know the blaster shape works for me. It's familiar to me. this is going to look great in daytime, because Ethereal Fortress looks great in daytime, but you can't turn on the LEDs, so it's not in its full glory. This is going to be in its full glory 24/7, no matter where you are, and it's going to look freaking amazing, and I can't wait to finish this to see what it looks like. Unfortunately, I do have to sell it in order to function as a human being. That's kind of the hard part about it, but you know, is what it is. Ideally, some millionaire would just come in and be like, I'll buy this from you for $3,000, and I'll let you keep the blaster because I don't need it. I'll just use it for N-War. And then I'll be like, no way. But, you know. It's just a dream. I actually had Phil and Gavin. I actually had your stuff ready to go that Saturday morning, but no, that was someone else's stuff. No, you're wrong. Never mind. I had it ready Sunday. No, I don't feel bad. Or Saturday afternoon, but oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm thinking about someone else's stuff. OMG. What's OMG? Probably use that paper for a little bit longer, but at some point you just got to get a new one. You can always use the paper longer, right? It's like, oh, I can use it longer, but it gets dull and it gets harder to work with. At some point you just got to switch it out, otherwise you're going to be there all day. Getting rid of the texture now. Yeah, well, I know what OMG is. I mean, why are you OMGing? You just doing an awesome job, bro. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know what OMG means. I'm not that old. I could probably put the blaster together at this point. It just makes it a little more stable. Serial number on this Hyperfire was 60611. I already got rid of the serial number on the Strife. We'll never know. If you're ever looking for the serial number on the Strife, it's underneath the battery, or excuse me, the motor motors right there. I'm so glad I did all the sanding on this handle early on, because I really don't feel like doing it now. Start with all the hard parts to sand. That way, when you start getting lazy, you don't have to do those anymore, because you won't feel like doing them. It's advice you'll only get from an expert modder who's done that before too many times. Start with the crappy stuff so you feel like doing the easy stuff later. Still need to cut this out for the... No, I don't. What am I talking about? The batteries. I was like, why haven't I cut this out yet? I feel like I should have done that, but that's why I haven't done that. I don't need to get rid of the powered by Duracell thing, but I will anyway. Just because I can. Need to check in on Heather. She's driving back from San Antonio. She left at like 11. She'd been back long ago. She probably just dropped dead on her bed. There we go. Duracell no longer. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I'm tempted to ask a question, but it sounds really vain and like self-promoting. I'm not sure if I should, but... I don't know why, but I don't like sanding inside of here. It's really not that big of a deal to just, you know, pay attention for 5 seconds and get these inner parts in here. But for some reason, I just hate it so much. Where did everyone go? You know, the streams go in and out. People doing other things. No one else talking in the stream. It's not a big deal. It's probably Heather. I need to check that. And we've been going for an hour and 50 minutes, so. Let's see if Ryan is still in the chat. I'll summon him. Caca! Caca! I'm researching cheap filaments. What kind of printer do you have? Ryan's definitely not watching anymore. You can tell. He would have responded by now. Probably ditched us for ice cream again. What secret area was just discovered? It's my ringtone, my text message notification ringtone. Me? Yeah, you. Tornado, better CR10. Interesting. We're getting there. We shall achieve our goal one day. In the distant future. Just as the last light of humanity is about to give up, we shall finish our goal. tomorrow I need to go to several places and start picking up some paint. Oof, it wasn't actually wood filament. Dang. Why is every part of this just such a pain in the rear end? Triangles and little details and... I can see why people usually skip sanding. Or just kind of half-ass it. It's really tempting. I know I'd never let myself live that down though, so here I am, grinding away at my fingers. Do you prefer Whiteout series or the Transformer crossover Barricades more? Whiteout, definitely. Not really big into Transformers. What about you? Which one do you like? And then you get all this done and you're like, cool, I have another side. One step at a time. One step at a time. After End War, I need to work on another project, and I will be cutting a crossbow in half. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you stick around, probably about July. I'll readjust my camera so you guys can see me cut it in half and stuff. Let's get another piece. Thumb is starting to burn, grinding away at it. Probably isn't the best. Should probably put on a glove or something. I would use a rubber glove because it's thinner and easier to work with, but this is all I have right here with me at this moment. Sorry. The Whiteout series has always been my favorite looking exclusive Nerf series, but I would have to say the Transformer crossover barricade if they ever did more blasters. The Optimus Prime one, though. Yeah. Well, Heather ran over a nail in her car. Great. Hopefully she can get that patched up. Hopefully it doesn't need to be replaced. wondering if I should get rid of the little round part right here and on the other side as well. It's not really adding anything. I'm just not sure it matches anything else on the blaster. I'm just gonna take it off. I might start taking these off on all my builds. It really doesn't match anything else on the blaster. What do you think? Stream buffer for anyone else? Hopefully everything's okay now. Like for a while? Do you need to refresh the page or anything? You know what's one great feature about the Strife that no one ever talks about? The iron sight up here. Because you can line it up with the rail back here, and it at least gives you like a frame of reference to work with. A lot of Nerf blasters have either don't have iron sights or have iron sights that just make completely no sense at all. And the Strife is actually one of the few that has iron sights that does make at least a little bit of sense. It'd be better if they had a smaller fork back here. But you can kind of use the two bumps from the rail back here as kind of like a frame of reference, so it's not that bad. grief. Hawkeye, do you work on this off stream? No. The only things I've really done off stream were put the actual these parts on. I think I actually did this seam with the MMA on there as well. So the methyl methacrylate I think I'm going to stop doing on stream just because I can do it outside. But other than that, I think I've done everything else on stream. Since I did the glass construct one completely on stream, I kind of like that. And I realize not a lot of people like that format. A lot of people like the build log format much better. But it's kind of not motivating in the slightest. This is way more motivating, number one. Number two is, like, it always feels like there's no content, because basically I make an update video. Oh, I sanded this part more, and that's about it. So end of build log. So the build log of, oh, I have the blasters, oh, I cut them up, oh, I stuck them together, I sanded everything. That's the majority of the work, and that's going to be done in, like, you know, 1 or 2 episodes. And then, you know, you do everything else, and it seems like just as much work, but in reality, that was way less work than what all the sanding was before. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with this. I know a lot of people don't like it, but you know, it's not like I'm making buku bucks on YouTube anyway, so this glove gets so in the way, but I really don't feel like going downstairs and getting proper gloves. We are creating together. Because, you know, when I'm working on this, as long as I'm not working outside, it's like I might as well flip on the camera and start live streaming. The worst thing that could happen is no one watches, but I need to do this anyway. So there's literally no point for me to not turn on the camera, because that's one of the reasons why I wanted this setup and the screen and the monitor and stuff. Is because it's really convenient to just go, oh, let me just flip on the stuff really quick. It's not a big problem. I launch one program, move my browser over, and launch a window, and hit start, and that's about it. And change the title, I guess. So it's a lot easier when you have a whole setup to do and different things to do. It's very discouraging for someone like me who doesn't really appreciate that. It's hard for me to be motivated anyway. Needing to do more work to do a stream like this, I don't think I'd be doing it. And you know, like if I feel like starting it, and then you know, 10 minutes in, I'm like, I really don't feel like doing this. You know, all of a sudden I have an obligation to at least do something, because I'm on camera now. I have a small motivation to do something, you know what I mean? So get the majority of this off with the file. Just kind of rake the edge of the file back and forth. Save my arms a lot of anguish from the sandpaper, and I'll save my sandpaper a lot of anguish from clogging up. Much easier than just using sandpaper. I think everybody's peacing out because it's just boring sanding. That's okay, I understand. Not a lot going on anyway. It's as tedious as it looks, trust me. I don't want to be here either. I'm going for 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I might start wrapping up here. I am indeed getting sick of this. No, I'm just trying to figure out what wood filament Wacom used. Ask him. The Fuzzy Walrus Industries server, Discord server. Just click on any one of his videos and you should have a link to it in his description. I need to put it in my description because I'm the admin there. I basically run it for Wacom. But yeah, ask him there. Shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of. I think he has tags blocked, but he pops in and out every once in a while, so shouldn't be too hard to find him. I swear he doesn't say the whole video. I swear he doesn't say the whole video. He doesn't really mention it, but he does have one. Pew 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 pew. Okay. If you guys have any last questions or comments, go ahead and start leaving those now, and I will see if I can get around to those. I doubt it, but you know, doesn't hurt to say. Dusty. Been going for, give it a couple seconds. Wait for it. Been going for 2 hours and 23 minutes. So this is a nice long one. Boring, but nice and long. Nice quiet stream on a Memorial Day. My keyboard is somewhere else, so I'll hop over there when I need to turn it off. Okay, I think that's going to just about do it for today's build log. Thank you guys, as always, for sticking around. I appreciate every single time you guys come out here, especially when it's super boring like this and you guys are still watching. Yeah, even though I'm just in the background, I still really appreciate you guys tuning in. So thank you very much for watching, and end stream.